I'm kind of lucky in this field where I grew up in home infusion. We're originally from Iran and I was an immigrant refugee. We were 4 or 5 years old and we fled Iran. Our next door neighbor, the whole family disappeared, and my dad said, it's time for us to leave the country because we're Jewish by faith. And I left in the back of a potato truck. My mom told me that if you talk, they will kill us. So I didn't talk for like 3 days as we fled through in the dead of the night. And when we got to the States, and thank God for America, I was so nervous to talk. Now I joke with my staff and people I talk to that you can't pay me to shut up. When I was like 15, I needed a job to support our family, and I started working in a home infusion pharmacy. I did filing and billing, and I started doing some sales roles. I kind of got a good sense of how that world works, and I met some pharmacists and some marketing folks, and I started Premier with my partners when I was 19. I still wear many hats. There was 5 of us, and I think now we're north of 300 employees. I've had the role of Director of Reimbursement, and I went to pharmacy school from there, so I became the VP of Pharmacy, and now I'm the PIC in my role, and I also serve as a CFO. Home infusion is one of those things where it's super clinical, right? We manage TPN patients, and to me, TPN and enteral nutrition is one of those things where you really get to intimately affect someone's life. As a clinical pharmacist myself, I had patients share things with me that they wouldn't share with a loved one or even their physician. You become really close with people in that sense, but also the clinical part of what we can do to really affect change. Starting with a small company, it had 4 patients at the time, and thank God now I think we're at 2,700 patients on active service. And one of those first patients he was born, it was a congenital thing, and he was born without a short bowel. And he's been on our service since that time. And I've seen this kid grow from 3 years old, and I was his pharmacist, but seeing him now as a 23, 24-year-old, he went to Cal State Long Beach. He has a full life, and that is one of the most rewarding things. Our biggest competitive advantage is our employees and how we approach what we do. The XY axis of reimbursement and the cost of goods is always going in different directions. The shortages of potassium chloride and all that, that makes it challenging to be really profitable, but also to provide the best for our patients and for our employees. We feel responsible for the employees that we bring on. We want folks to be part of the Premier family so that we can take care of our patients, really, both clinically and financially. The journey has been, it was a struggle, right? It was a challenge. But in retrospect, those challenges really have given me a 360 view of home infusion. Most managers, they know the job, but I've been lucky enough to do those jobs. Home infusion, again, I tell pharmacy students, it's that space where you get to really clinically be effective, and the skill sets that we have to have, you know, delivery and beyond use dates and when it's going to get there, it's so esoteric. You really use a different part of your brain each time, but also push yourself to want to be able to work hard. You know, anything you do, as long as you take ownership of it, I think you'll be successful.